On the third day of throws tips my throws coach gave to me 3 training phases. You like that? Okay, guys, so you need to know how to train. What do I got to do? Let's see. Should I start with drills? What am I trying to learn? What's my position? Where do I put my feet? Somebody said something about a high point in the discus. Not quite sure what that is. Okay, maybe I do know what that is. How many throws should I take in a practice? What should I be doing? Why am I sector fouling? What does it mean to block? All of the things that you want to know about throwing, we put into 3 simple phases. And that's one of the things we do with the throwing chain reaction system. It's a 3-phase, 9-step program. So each phase has 3 steps. And that means everything you need to know goes into a very nice component or a very nice phase category. So our 3 training phases are phase number 1, you got to know the rules, you have the tools, and you got to train and compete. 3 simple phases to take care of all of those things that you might be asking yourself. What are all the different things I need to do? Technique, training, drills. How does it all work? How does the throw work? What's everything do? What do I need to do strength-wise? All that kind of stuff fits into these 3 phases. And so when you start looking at how am I going to be training all these 3 phases, one of the examples that we talk about, it's like football. How often do football players watch film? They watch film, game film. They watch film of their upcoming opponents, right? Offense and defense. They do all the kind of stuff. And then they know how to structure their game plan. Then they work their game plan, and then they're going to do what? They're going to basically go out and practice their technique on the field. And all that sets you up. And throwing is very much the same way. You have to understand how you're going to constantly be understanding the rules. The rules are the mechanics of the throw. You got to understand positions. That's actually the first step. The second step is you got to understand sequence. That's what we call the chain reaction. And you might go, well, shouldn't I understand the sequence first? No, you got to understand the positions, and then you're going to learn sequence and how to move into those positions. And then that third piece of your rules is what we call kinetic chain reaction. That's all the physical stuff. So if you're not aware, but you could be looking in the mirror right now, seeing some things that if you don't know how to address, like where's the position of your head? Are your ears kind of a little forward? Do you have a little bit of rounded back? Are your shoulders rounded in? Does your pelvis tilt forward? These are all things that are going to affect how you apply technique and how quickly, most importantly, how quickly you can develop good technical patterns and things that might make certain technical patterns difficult. And those are the rules. And when you understand what's going on mechanically, you understand what goes on sequentially, and you understand what's going on with your body, now you can really create some damage. Now, the second thing is the tools. And one of the things that's super important is we call the clarity filter. That's our step 4, technically, in our system, which is the first step of phase 2, the tools. Clarity filter. You got to understand technical concepts and clarity on technical concepts. So that means, I know I repeated that and did that on purpose. The deal is sometimes you guys are trying to apply things consciously, like get your chest up at the finish. We absolutely want our chest up at the finish, but how do we do that? And then if we're doing that the wrong way, it's going to completely work against everything you're doing. You could set up a really great throw, drive your chest up, and then what happens if you do it? There's a right way and a wrong way, and now everything you're trying to do, you're creating a problem. And now you're creating a bad pattern. The clarity filter teaches you how to identify those distance killers in your training. The next thing under your tools, you got to understand, how do we hold the implements? We call that pillar 0. That's the mechanical influence on sequence and mechanics. Believe it or not, how you hold the implements, the first thing you do, this completely can dictate and change everything you're trying to do. So you got to do that right. And then you have all of your progressions and drills, which we already discussed, your PEDs. Your performance enhancing drills are the key. And you're going to spend the bulk of your time in training doing these things. But if you don't understand those mechanical positions, that sequence, what's going on with your body, and you don't understand how to hold it right, and you don't get that whole factor of, am I applying a distance killer? All your drills are going to be yielding much less in terms of results than possible. So now finally, your third phase of training, practice, right? Train and compete. Practice. What do you do day in and out? We'll teach you a simple formula called the perfect training formula. And then we teach you what we call as step 8, which is our throws training blueprint. And then we have step 9, which is train and compete. Everything we're doing. So if you think about it, you got to know the rules. You got to know the tools. You spend all your time now when you train, you had all these 2 phases that help you get more out of every single practice. I literally mean every single practice. You want to invest your time, and you want to, versus just going out, checking the box, saying you through it. We can get much greater results with key focus. That's what we teach in the Perfect Training Formula. So here's what we're going to do. We have a special promo on our camps TCR method, which is our live weekly coaching program. If you don't have a coach or you're a coach looking to get developed, we are going to show you exactly how to train. We go through technique, and we go through these 3 phases and all the steps each week. We apply it so that everybody's clear on what they need to be doing during the week. Pre-recorded lessons, all lessons, if you can't make live, are recorded, but the benefit of being live is that you get real-time coaching and corrections. So hopefully we'll see you there. I'll see you on the next tip. Enjoy.